These are the Sinister switches, which are the third of Keebfront's Villainy series. If you haven't heard of Keebfront, they're a Texas-based vendor that got their start in 2022, and they've released some pretty cool products like the Doom and Bigwig linear switches, as well as the Jolys in collaboration with Joly.mp4. They work a lot with Meirun, a Chinese switch manufacturer that I personally love, although there's been a bit of drama in the space regarding their QC, specifically with Zenclak's Subaru switches. I'll leave my conversation with Andy, who runs Keebfront, regarding that issue on the screen, but from my perspective, Meirun acknowledged the issue and took steps, along with Zenclak, to fix that issue, so I can definitely appreciate that. That being said, it seems like the Meirun worker who used the longer molds for the Subaru stems kinda knew the long pole trend was dead, so maybe he should get a promotion, just like you should promote that like button. Getting back to the Sinister switches, they're a long pole linear switch with an HDPE top, a nylon bottom, and a 13.4mm long HDPE stem. The spring's a 20mm long single stage spring with a rated 55g bottom mount, and the switch has a total travel of 3.5mm. HDPE, or high density polyethylene, isn't a new material at this point, but it's definitely trickier to work with due to being so soft. And some of my oldest Doom switch prototypes had excessively soft top housing legs. Meirun's changed the formulation of the plastic to make it slightly stiffer while retaining that deeper sound signature, so that's definitely a win for me. This is also the first switch that I've tried with an HDPE stem, so I'd expect the sound to be pretty deep and muted. Let's take a listen in the Vertex Arc60, which is a gasket mounted 60% with an aluminum plate. Keycaps are GMK 9009. Here's the typing test. So like I expected, the HDPE top and stem combo make for a really soft, low-pitched return sound. I was really curious to see how these would sound in a carbon fiber plate, so I threw them on my mode Tempo, which uses a suspended mount system similar to their Envoy. Keycaps are GMK MoDo Lite. Here's the sound test. So I haven't made a secret about the fact that carbon fiber isn't my preferred plate material due to sounding a little shrill and high-pitched, but the HDPE combo on the Sinister switches does a great job taming the high pitch of carbon fiber while leading to a pretty unique sound signature and feel. One other thing to note is that these switches are factory unlubed, which is a shame because I'm a big fan of Meirun's factory lube jobs. But I wanted to see how the tonality of these switches changed with some lube, so I did my normal lube job, where I lubed the bottom housing rails and back, all four sides of the stem, and the top housing contact points. Let's hear the difference between the stock switches and lubed. While the lube didn't help with smoothness, as these are extremely smooth stock, it did affect the sound by making it even quieter on both the downpress and the return. These switches are quieter due to a lack of crap sounds than a lot of silent switches that I've tried, which is pretty crazy. So while I'm a huge fan of these switches, we have to talk about the only reason why they're a little hard to recommend in 2024, and that's the price. At 65 cents per switch, these are a hard sell when 2023 was dominated by BSUN with their 50 or 55 cent per switch pricing. That being said, there really aren't any other switches like these on the market right now, at least not as far as I've tried, and I think that's where Keebfront is carving out a niche in this hobby. Andy really prides himself on bringing new and different options to what's overall a pretty vanilla MX switch scene that's dominated by the same switches in different colors and spring weights. It's pretty cool to see, although I know it's gotta be a pretty tough sell sell for most. As for me, I've got a lot of boards with carbon fiber plates that just found a new lease on life because of these switches, so I'm pretty excited. Check out some more keyboard content here. I'm Maker Mods, and I'll catch you in the next video.